Hello, and get ready to unleash your magic with a pick a card reading for January 2022. It's crazy. It's like the new year already. Anyway, we've got 5 cards to choose from. The first here, and just choose one in your mind, is an Apache tear, and that's obsidian. The second one is a clear quartz crystal. The third is amethyst. Number 4 is citrine. And number 5 is desert rose. So go ahead and pick that crystal or number pile in your head, and we will go ahead and unpack the meaning of each one. All right, let's get these extras out of the way. And we'll go one at a time. Amazing. And just remember that you can find these readings and more at ourdailymagic.com. And just click on pick a card readings, or you can click on my face. My name is Kai, and I'm so happy to do this reading for you. Okay, so if you chose the Apache tier, here is what we got. This reading starts off with a 9 of Pentacles. We know what that means. It's time to luxuriate, right? But this luxuriating comes with a little bit of a price tag, right? And that's okay, because that price tag is gratitude. See that unicorn just chilling. It says treat yourself. So absolutely, bask in it, be in the luxury, and just remember to be thankful while you're doing it. I'm sure that we can remember times where it wasn't always like this, or, things just weren't this magnificent. And gratitude is what got us here. So might as well continue that momentum with that energetic generosity of gratitude. Thank the people that helped you get here. Thank yourself for doing the work, inner and external, to get you here. Just be all up in that gratitude, because it's also going to continue the momentum forward for you. You've got a lot to look forward to. This is just the beginning. Beautiful. What we've also got here is direction, and we've got the faith card. Now, this direction card says, universe, please show me the right action right now. Please bring a sign and a miracle that gives clear direction. May I hear the promptings of my own body, and if for some reason I'm about to head the wrong way, please stop me. Along that very special kind of journey, we get to have faith, right? Faith grows when you act without knowing the end result. So sometimes we may think that we know what we're doing, but the universe may have some other plans for us, some other plans that may be even better than what we were thinking of for ourselves. And if we take the time to get really present, that's why gratitude is such an amazing practice for this pile, because it gets you present, it gets you here, it gets you now, present to what it is that you have, as opposed to, trying to foresee what we have no idea is coming our way. So have the faith that you will be stewarded in the proper direction to really bring to fruition what it is that you want to see in this world. This is your life, and I know that you've been dreaming. You've been dreaming of something big. And this is a time to let go of the control, give up the reins, and literally start acting without knowing the end result, because it could totally be so much better than you originally planned. To top it all off here, we've got Dragonfly coming to give us a message. And this is talking about freedom. It says freedom means living as you choose with your wings and heart open, able to direct your reality as you want. There we go. We got that direction coming back. The quest for freedom seems innate. You may picture freedom in its more extreme guises, but when we are truly free, our lifestyles may not change drastically. Limitation can be a state of mind. The only change might be choosing to live a certain way rather than feeling obligated. That is such a good point. You know, our life is our life, but the way that we are experiencing it makes the difference. That's the difference between happiness and pleasure. Pleasure is that short, gotta get quick fix, but happiness is that everlasting, just satisfaction that exists because we're being present to what's here. And it says a shift in perspective can help bring lightness and choice. In the bigger picture, what does freedom look like to you? If you are feeling stifled, it's up to you to make a change. Dragonfly is all about that transformation, but here we're talking about transformation of perspective. And perspective is the experience. We can think about all of the things that we want to bring into fruition, and that could be an infinite number of things. But the way that we are thinking about it, who we are being while we're thinking of these things, is what makes the difference. The big difference. Okay, that's the difference between freedom and enslavement. It's our mentality. It's how it is that we're perceiving where it is that we are in our journey. The only difference is a shift in perspective that brings about choice. So, freedom, faith, direction, gratitude, and luxuriousness. This is a really, really empowering pile if you chose this one. And if you chose the next one, hang on and we'll unpack that for you as well. Okay. If you chose the pile with the clear quartz, we are here and we are ready to get this unpacked for you. Your messages for quantum wealth and success in 2022, January. Beautiful. All right. We've got the Page of Pentacles showing up here. And what's great about this is that it's showing up in reverse. What that indicates is an opportunity to really understand where your opportunities are. Maybe there's some cool hidden ones that you haven't found yet, you haven't discovered yet. Or maybe you get to have a shift in perspective that allows you to uncover so much more that is here waiting for you. That Page of Pentacles gets to show you where it is that some of your blind spots are. And when you find them, oh, that magic is just going to pour forward and forth into your abundant year. And it's going to literally just make it rain on everything that you are looking to bring to fruition. So the work here, the inner work here, is finding those places where those opportunities are hidden. It's like a hide and seek, or better yet, it's like a treasure hunt that you get to go on. And the treasure is you. So just keep looking within, keep diving into yourself and asking yourself, where is it that I can find more of me? What am I not seeing? And be ready to be pleasantly surprised. Amazing. This card says ambition. It says, may I offer all my deepest longings to love itself and invite a divine plan beyond the mind's imagining. Please use me for the highest good. Yes. A lot of times when we're going for our goals and we're looking to achieve, it's coming from a place of when it's done or when this part of my journey is over. And that ambition can look like getting ahead of yourself. It can look like being and living in the future in a moment that hasn't existed yet. When we bring it back to being right here, we get to realize that there is so much to give in this moment. If you give over your desire to the universe, guess what happens? It gets fulfilled. It gets fulfilled. Ambition is when we hold on to that desire and we don't hand it over because we feel like the desire is what is driving the achievement of the goal. But in actuality, it's when you get to hand it over that it gets to be fulfilled. So if you're feeling a little ambitious lately, it's an opportunity to surrender. And of course, that opportunity is absolutely a choice. Wisdom, confirmation. Let go of the need to control. Trust in the wisdom of a divine plan. Yes. And as it says here, invite in a divine plan beyond the mind's imagining. There is only but so much that we can fathom as human beings. When we let go of control, we allow the universe to take those desires, those goals, those amazing anticipations to the next level. That can look like something beyond what we could have even dreamed up in the first place. The only way that that happens is if we let go. So this is an opportunity to practice January 2022, or whenever you are watching this recording. Okay, here we go. Stepping through. Step in and step up all those dreams or projects you've been resisting. Now is the time to start, even if it's just one small element of the bigger picture. No more excuses or tomorrows. Whatever you've been putting off, the universe is now pushing you to make it happen. You may feel a little outside of your comfort zone, but that's where the magic is. You need to plot a course, invent a way through, or take a leap. Break it down. Allow the puzzle to come together piece by piece through the courageous act of making a start. Surrender and step on through. That resistance, even though it may not feel like it at the moment, that resistance is a choice. And if we're choosing to remain or feel like we are in control, then what we're doing is that we're letting go of the possibility of it coming through better than we imagined. Yes, make a plan. Yes, follow through on that plan. And also leave space for the magic. Leave space for the magic by surrendering the emotions that come up around it. Just surrender them, because that's what can come back. Anxiety can turn into fulfillment. Even excitement can turn into ecstasy if we surrender it. These things that we think that we are in control of, we get to let go of and watch the magic happen. We were saying opportunities can turn up in places that we never dreamed of, but now they're ready because we're letting go and stepping through. Beautiful. And that message is for the folks that chose the clear quartz crystal. And now we get to move on to the next. Thank you for being here, by the way. And this is not the same if you're not here. Okay. This next pile is for those who chose the amethyst pyramid. So let's unpack this message here. Beautiful. What this is pointing at, by the way, this is the 10 of Cups in reverse. Okay, we're talking about our vision for the future is, and yes, it can be rainbows and unicorns. And what this is saying here is that this is an opportunity to really look at the emotional well-being, like your holistic, your entire big picture. Does it look like fulfillment, or does it look like pieces that are coming together bit by bit by bit? Either one of them is okay. And understand that we get to surrender our expectations of those pieces so that they can themselves come together and give us a more fulfilled picture of what it is that we are looking to attain. And our card here is clarity. It says, let me trust my deepest instincts in all ways, especially when matters are unclear. May my own holy intuition always guide the way. Well, that's exactly what we're talking about here. Maybe we only have part of the picture. Maybe we get to trust and we get to let all of these pieces come together and create the big picture and the puzzle that we just don't have the capacity to see ourselves at the moment. Our intuition can guide us there to the completion of it. We don't have to see the whole picture in every single moment. We get to be led, we get to be guided, we get to simply trust, and also we get to be in our passion. And that's our GPS to help us navigate how it is that we are getting, quote unquote, there, which is actually here, by the way, with the shift in perspective. Another conversation for another day. But when we talk about passion, this is resurrect a childhood dream. Let your passion take flight. Literally, we are embedded with codes for what it is that our heart and our soul desires. And a lot of times it shows up as seeds when we are very young, which, it starts to make sense why we are asked as children, what is our aspiration for when it is that we, quote unquote, grow up? Those seeds are already there. And the journey may look a lot different than what we had expected, but that passion, that fire that burns within us, it's there. It's there, and it gets to take different forms and evolve as we grow older. But take a look at what it was that you were aspiring to do when you were a child. And that may give you some insight, some clarity on the big picture of our lives that we may not be privy to, but we can get some sneak peeks. We can get some sneak peeks, and they're pretty cool. Okay. This card says crown chakra, the unlimited self. The crown chakra is your link to the multidimensionality of your being, the seat of your soul. It gracefully connects you to the heavens. The infinity symbol of limitlessness appears within the unfolding petals and points to your most potent potential. Here you can delight in the divine strands of light that dance with us when we're aligned with spirit, purpose, and truth. Be present and flow with rigid outcomes. Find more spaces in your life. Find your own way to meditate. Explore the state of flow and be receptive to the intuitive messages you may receive. So that is our confirmation of the clarity card, which says trust your deepest instincts. and let your intuition always guide the way. We're coming back to our intuition here. Not only is this about literally listening to your inner being, but this is also asking you to listen to the beat of your own drum or your own heart in this case. Yes, maybe you have some similar aspirations and ambitions to someone else, but they're not going to be doing it your way. And you're not going to be doing it their way. We are each unlimited. There are infinite ways to really embody the expression of our soul's true desires. Remember that. Remember that when you're doing anything, no one's going to drink water the way that you drink water. No one's going to meditate the way that you meditate. No one's going to read cards the way that you read cards if you do. This is really a chance to explore and receive who you are uniquely. Tap into those dreams. Get clarity through your intuition. Let your emotions and that inner healing flow through. And let that big picture come together on its own. We have an intelligent universe that will guide us every step of the way. If you need help, ask. Ask and listen to the answers. That's what intuition is. It's the answers that we've been looking for and that we've asked for, guiding us in the direction that we have always been meant to go in. And we get to make the choices in the moment that really determine our experience of our life. Beautiful. Okay. Thank you. That was for those who chose the amethyst pyramid. And let's move on to number 4, which is the citrine. And we get to unpack this message together. Thank you for being here. These are your quantum success and wealth messages for January 2022. Okay. Who's the workhorse that chose the citrine? Our unicorn deck here is showing the 8 of Pentacles. And you can see that what this unicorn is saying is that these coins are effing heavy, right? Sometimes success can feel heavier than we thought that it would have. It's like, oh yeah, I want to achieve this, I want to do that. And then when it starts to show up for us, it's like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of work. Well, here we get to have one of those shifts in perspective that allows us to actually let that success in. Now, our previous narrative may have dictated to us that having this kind of success means that there's going to be a tremendous amount of effort that is needed to see it through. But being that we are all evolving beings and that we are expanding and growing and increasing our capacity to receive and ask for help and receive, it may be different this time. Are you willing to have it show up for you differently? Are you willing to just take a moment and let go of the old narrative and just see what's actually there? See how this could actually be everything that you've been asking for. That work mentality, that's old news. We've got an intelligent universe on our side that is always sending help and that is always saying yes. Ask for what it is that you want and you shall receive. Thanks, Abraham Hicks. Okay, that's right. So we've got rejuvenation and truth. Truth, when everything is done as an offering, even the act of speaking, you get shown when to talk and when to be silent. Your words come from silence, not fear. If we think back to the holidays, can you remember sitting around a table and maybe there's a silence and speaking out of fear, feeling responsible for the silence? Oh, let me fill it. Let me say something so that everyone doesn't feel so awkward. This is the opposite of that. This is sitting in your truth, and that is letting the silence be okay. Letting a day of the non-productive activities be okay. That looks like having a day and not needing to fill it with busy work. That's sitting in your truth. That's holding the vision of what it is that you want to bring into this world because your soul is calling you to do that and allowing it to be so, allowing you to be guided by the universe for the right timing, for the right opportunity to act and when not to act. All of that is encoded into our being and in the present moment. And all it takes is just for us to slow down, listen, feel into what's here, be in that truth. Speaking of spaciousness and scheduling, rejuvenation is here for a reason. Get a good night's sleep, y'all. Rejuvenate that body, mind, and spirit. When we're able to come from a rejuvenated place, a place that feels whole and complete and perfect, and when things feel in your body like they are already done and not like you are in the midst of a treadmill or a marathon that never seems like it's going to end. This is different. This is what we get to do when we live with from the end vision. If we are living in the hamster wheel of fear, then it just keeps going. That's what it's designed to do. Every time that hamster take a step, that wheel keeps turning. And then once the wheel turns, that hamster has to take another step. But if we hop off, take some time to get some rest, to be rejuvenated, to let the spaciousness and the schedule show up, to let fulfillment fulfill itself without all of the effort that we are used to from the old paradigm. This is when we start to see a transformation and a change that I've been asking for, you've been asking for, we've been asking for as a collective, and it's here. Need more clarification and confirmation? Journey to wholeness. Love from a sense of wholeness. We may have concepts of others that are not really who they are due to subconscious projections or ideals. We could have the idea that we will feel better about ourselves when we achieve a goal or a status. Oh yeah, that hamster wheel for sure. This takes us out of the present and puts conditions on love. Hold the vision that you and others are already perfect. Thus, we can heal through transformative power of acceptance. Acknowledge the full spectrum and bring any fractured parts back to the present moment. Here, we are whole and empowered to step into the brightest version of ourselves. Yeah, that part that's already complete. That the achievements are great and dandy, and we're complete and whole right now. This is where we get to live from. This is where unexpected, pleasant surprises and amazing success that surpasses even our wildest dreams gets to show up. By being in our truth, by letting go of the hard work paradigm and allowing spaciousness to show up so we can rejuvenate ourselves, and understanding that we are already whole. That goal, that achievement is not going to complete us. We get to act from everything is perfect and complete now, right now. Amazing. Thank you. Pile number 4, and for those of you who chose citrine, I appreciate you. This is possible because of you. Thank you for being here. And now for pile number 5, which has that desert rose on top. Let's have a look at the messages and unpack these that are here for you. Beautiful. We've got a little extra wanted to come out on this one. We've got 2 unicorn cards here that are telling us a story. Okay. This is telling us, by the way, this is the 3 of Cups in reverse for those of you who know tarot or like to look up the significances. And this is the Magician in reverse as well. When we are hurt, traumatized, or have an experience that is just anything less than optimal. I mean, like, things are pretty rosy, right? But if those things pop up, then it's for a reason, right? And the reason is to show you that there is another way to look at things. When we perceive the world as us versus them, there comes up a conflict, not in the external world, because the external world here is just a mirror. What it's showing is that there is a conflict that's going on internally. It's showing that there is a deep-seated, rooted belief that there is something acting against you. It could manifest in many different ways. It could look like, oh, well, I invested so much time and energy into this team or community and haven't received or reaped the rewards which I feel that I justly deserve. Or it could look like, oh, wow, well, I invested and I purchased this and I'm not getting the results out of it that I thought that I would, and this is just not working for me. Those are manifestations of an internal conflict. Good news is that through some reflection, this can absolutely be absolved and resolved, right? What the cause of this energetic condition and situation is that we get to realize that there is no other. It's just us. It's just you. And the many, many, many reflections of you in this world. There is your inner being and you. When you receive a nudge or a hunch, or when you get excited about something, do you actually act on it? Or do you just let it kind of sit and fester? That is an example of a manifestation of acting against our own will. Our will is tugging us, nudging us, pulling us in a direction, and we're like, no, 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 no. And it shows up subconsciously because we're just not aware of it. But if you think, how many times have you gotten a good idea and maybe just haven't brought it to fruition, or better yet, haven't brought it all the way through to fruition? Maybe started and stopped, it started and stopped. But now this is the time where it's like pulling on you again. Please, please, please complete me. And what we get to realize here is that is your soul calling you forth, showing you how resourceful you are as a human being, an energetic light being. It is literally shining light on the things that will bring you everything that you've been wanting, asking for, and more. But are we listening? So the reasons why these manifestations show up these ways is because It shows up as a world that doesn't see, feel, hear, or acknowledge us because we're not seeing, feeling, healing, or acknowledging ourselves. Listen to that voice. Listen to your inner being. And the results, manifestations that look like communities that so support us. It looks like partnerships that just flourish because we're in communication. And when I say communication, I mean real and deep communication. The kind that has you feel gotten, like they get me, because you get yourself. A little more on that. It says work. I am now available to receive all who can benefit from my work. That's right. That transmutation of energy that we were just talking about attracts the myriads of people that just want to work with you. Use me to relieve suffering on the planet. Why? Because you've done your inner healing. You know what it's like, and you get to show others how to do exactly what it is that you just did. This is divine. May all who need me find me. The divine is my complete source for all prosperity and will provide. Indeed, that inner being is just sitting inside of you, waiting to give you everything that you've ever wanted or asked for. Just waiting. And just understand that that is your source for prosperity. Not the external, not the community, not the investments themselves, but that inner wealth that comes from the investment in being in the present moment. And everything comes from there. Again, confirmation, we're talking about self-respect here. We're talking about really listening to self, really respecting that passion that comes up and following through on it. Respect yourself. You're the best judge of what's right. Listen to yourself. If something doesn't feel right, then that feeling is there for a reason. Are you getting present to listen to it is the question. Because the universe is here to help us in the many forms that we are. All that's wanted here is to lead you to your highest and greatest. Everything is here for you. And this is ether, the seamless, unspeakable. This illuminated space of no distraction and pure potential is beyond the threshold. It is the centered and present place where all dreams are birthed, what we were just talking about. From here, you can choose where to go. What may be perceived as endless nothingness is the illuminated eternal. The void is what some people call it. The void we may think is, this dark nothingness, but it's actually the womb for creation, where everything is created, including our dreams. It's where our intuition comes from. When we go into this void, this nothingness, and we create, and it speaks to us and leads us in the direction where we can find it in this external world. The core that all fears may be peeled back to. Once we get under all those fears, that's what's there. Step through the darkness and realize it is only a short distance from the white void at the center of creation. Herein lies the feeling you have been striving to meet, yet subconsciously running from. In graceful surrender, know that you are held and drop deeper into existence. There's this paradox. of, wow, well, if I get present to my emotions, then I may lose myself in them. Or I don't have time to be present to my emotions because I have so many things that I want to do, that I want to work on. The paradox here is that diving deep into the present moment, into those emotions, is where the intuition lies, where the where you get direction, where you access your resourcefulness, where you allow the solutions and the resolutions to show up for you, where you get to shine a light on the places that you thought were holes in your creations. They were just blind spots. You are whole. You have everything that you need. You have a feeling, a voice, an inner knowingness that is showing you exactly where to go and what to do. Now you get to listen to it, and you get to trust it, and you get to walk forward with confidence, even though you may not know where you are going. And the way that you can know that all of this is working is just watch people flock towards you. Just watch. You listen to your emotions, even the difficult ones, even the ones that are challenging to listen to them. You get the gold from that, and it's like it's like a light bulb just goes off inside of you, and people come to you like moths. They know you're lit. They know you're lit up. And now you get to share that with others. Keep doing the work. Keep respecting and listening to that inner voice. Know that you are the answer. And all of this is here for you. Unwrap your presents. Happy 2022. Have a look in the description box below. There's a bunch of really cool things that are going on, including a webinar on December 30th to really help you quantum leap your wealth, your expansion for a super prosperous 2022. And you can find this information and more at ourdailymagic.com. And know that this is your opportunity to unleash your magic.